Kain. I'm just bimbling around with this nimble little nifty device, Moasure 1, and who should I come up across is Wes Kain, Vanilla Ice, the man himself. How you doing?
Oh, Vanilla Ice Project.
The Vanilla Ice
I'm the
Project.
co-star.
Sorry, let's get it right.
I'm the co-star.
Well, maybe in Ireland, maybe we would say just Vanilla Ice, because
Okay.
that sounds really cool, but project as well.
Okay, let's do it.
Cool, well, you've got one of these winging its way to you.
Yes, sir.
And I thought it'd be a good idea while we were here to give you a demo and show everybody else a demo of how, for example, we're going to imagine that this Moasure 1 booth that backs onto or integrates into the Regal Ideas booth is like just a pad. It's going to be
Right.
excavated. You're going to put concrete down because you're a concrete man
Absolutely.
historically, aren't you?
We're going to build something.
So this is going to be build something, and that is fun. And an important component of any build process is to do a topographical survey, get your measurements right, and get our estimates spot on for materials.
You can't have a job unless you start with the proper measurements at the
Yeah.
ground, a strong foundation. So you got to have it.
Yeah.
You got to have it measured right, because we got to get this thing out of the ground. It's got to be right.
Yeah.
Because if measurements are off at the bottom, by the time you get to the top, you're out 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah.
So this has to be precise.
It does. So start as you mean to go on. So okay, here it is, Moasure 1, a motion-based measuring device. I'm just going to quickly pop it into the cradle there. It will talk via Bluetooth. I'm just going to turn it on by twizzling it around. It's going to talk via Bluetooth to Moasure Pro app. In fact, what I'm going to do for everybody is I'm going to do a screen recording so we can share this screen recording so you will see how the measurement that we're measuring correlates with the space that we're standing on. So there you go. I've got that launched. Let's turn this on again. It turns off because of energy saving, and I babble on too much as well. So.
Right.
Right, let's do a close shape.
So it has a sleep mode, so it'll save on your battery.
It will, and the battery will last 6 hours of continuous non-stop use. We're good to go already. So it's
Okay.
telling me I can place it down here at the start. We're going to wait for the light to go red to green. Okay, now
We're
come,
green.
come with me, Wes. We're going
You
to
know
move.
what green means? Green means go.
It means go, and I like to say green for Ireland as well. Come on, there we are. Now, can you see?
Green. Now we go to the next
Can
one.
you see that as soon as I put it down, it's done a straight line measurement from there to here,
That's right.
and it's got the numbers for us as well. And
That's
we can
right.
just keep going like this. Now let's just imagine here that this is like an arc or something. So I'm going to swap from straight line to arc, different path types to trace different things. So I've got 1 point. We need 3 points for an arc. I'll get a second one. It's still a straight line at the moment, but when I get the next point, check this out, Wes. Let's go here. We've got an arc already.
We got a radius.
And you know, I can do as many as I want. I'll just finish up here. What it does is it draws an arc through a best fit through all of the points that I've captured. Now let's say that I've got like a meandering path that's going down here. So I'm going to swap from straight line or from
Right.
arc into trace. Check this out. Just going to move and walk around. Place it down again. And every time I place it down, it draws from that point to here.
Right.
And every bump of every curve, of every swerve, of every millimeter has just been traced. Can you imagine trying to measure that with the tape? It
No,
just
you
doesn't-
can't do it.
And it's drawn out as well. So what I'll do now is I'll just go back to straight line, and we'll go
We're
back
gonna
to
go
where
to
we
that
started.
point.
Place it here. And this is taking no time at all. We can imagine we're outside in the beautiful, you're Florida, aren't you? So we're outside in the beautiful Floridian, is it a Floridian weather?
Right. Okay.
Anti-Irish weather. So we're back at the start, but I'm not going to press close now because we want to do a topographical survey. So I'm going to imagine that all of this space inside the perimeter is just earth that is like uneven,
No,
gnarly,
it's
rough
raw.
earth.
It's raw ground.
So I'm going to swap from.
So let's say we want to excavate this 6 inches.
Well, we'll get to that. What we got to do is we're going to get some points, we're going to get some levels before we can excavate down 6 inches. I'll show you
Okay.
how it works. So I'm going to swap from straight line into points, and I'll do it quickly. Okay, I'll go here. Let's just imagine, like, this is flat ground.
Right.
First of all, the reason we started there is that's 0. We've got our datum
Gotta
pole
go back
there.
to 0.
We're going to level the whole excavation site down to this. That's the idea of starting there.
That's our point.
So like, you know, this could be a high point. I'll just gather up because this will not only get distances,
Right.
it'll get elevation changes. And I'm just dabbing along. The greater the elevation change, the more points you get. Okay. I won't take too many. I'll just like start going through now. And because I'm on a flat surface, we don't actually need to get lots of points. Can you see all the points in there?
But you have to go to that right there.
That's
for
right.
elevation. Okay.
Exactly that.
So you have to set it up to what you want it to tell you.
Yeah, you tell you.
You got to put the information in.
Yeah.
So you have all those. So first thing you have to do when you buy this or you acquire it, you have to know what each and every one of those tools will do for you.
Yeah, Wes, you
Okay.
could do my job. That's how easy it is to use this. It's very, I mean, there's never been a device like this ever. This is the first of its kind, motion-based measuring device. So there is a learning curve like there is with anything,
Right.
but it is fairly intuitive to use. These points I'm getting, I can go backwards and forwards, I can go up and down, I can go in a spiral, it doesn't matter. And by the way, look, there's an obstacle here. A wheel won't go through that. A laser wouldn't go through that if you got line of sight issues, but you can just walk around obstacles. You can get into places that you can't get into with other measuring devices. And I'm plotting out all of the elevation points as I go along. And what I like, you know, on excavation sites, they're rough, they're gnarly, there's rocks everywhere.
Exactly.
It's ungainly kind of ground, rough terrain. And Moasure, it glides over all of the rough surfaces and you can place it down wherever it is flat. Okay, I'll just speed it up now. I'll take 3 more points and I'll head back home and we can have a look at how we can excavate this whole site.
So you want to go to all your high points
That
are above ground zero.
Yeah, anywhere you can see where there's an elevation change. And even if, you know, it doesn't look like there is, you know, there's an imperceptible elevation change to your eye. If an elevation change is there, Moasure is going to pick it out. And we'll see at the end whether it's a small little bump, a depression in the ground, a big huge mound or a big recess. Moasure is going to catch it. We'll go back to the start point or the end point and we'll have a look at what we've got. Sorry to drag you all over the place. Thank you to Regal Ideas for letting us use their booth as well. Let's go here. This is where I started, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay, let's place it down. Lovely. As soon as I press that red button there at the bottom, we have the total area, which is 811.5 foot squared. We got the total perimeter, so already you're winning. You're ahead of the game.
So if I have to go buy material to form this up, or do any kind of border, whether it's rock or whether it's a landscaping border or forms, I already know I need I would go the highest, so I need 115 lineal feet of whatever I'm boxing this in.
It could be fencing, it could be rails, like here for Regal 1.
My area is 800, 800, I would round that up just for grins, 812 square feet.
Yeah.
So now that gives me, if I'm getting paid for the job by lineal feet, it gives me a number. Right away, it gives me a square footage number.
Exactly that.
Now I want to excavate it.
Okay. So we're looking at this in plan at the moment, and the reason for me taking all of these points in the middle was so we could get a topographical survey. Before I go to show you the surface area, I'm just going to click 3D because you can view it in 3D, because I want to show you as you pan around, you can see, see the dots there, like that one?
Right.
3.2 foot. I think that was the table that we got. Like we've been measuring that every day for the last few days and it's the same numbers consistently all the time. In fact, if I go and select my ground zero, my coordinate here where we started is 0, 0, 0. That's where we start. We want this whole site raised right down to this level.
Exactly.
And if I just move along the arrows, you can see, like even over here, it's 0.1, it's, where are we? It's 0, so they've done a good job here leveling this ground, haven't they?
Yeah.
And anywhere where the ground is slightly, that's 1.3 foot, might be imperceptible to somebody else, but Moasure is going to pick it up. And at the end of the day, when material costs are high, any little bit that you can save to get a good estimation is going to save you some money.
That's right. Time is money. So
time is money.
We need to know the efficiency of this tool.
Absolutely. Now I'll go to surface area. Look at that. Can you see? If I just pan around for you there, Wes.
Right.
Let's zoom in a bit. All the elevation points have been captured.
Right.
And let's go to cut and fill. This is where the magic happens.
Where are we going now?
I'm going to press cut and fill. And we can see if I want to if I want to put it all down to ground zero, if I want to raise down to 0, I'll just go to level and I'll type in 0, update that. Now it's telling me that I need to excavate 248.99 foot cubed out of there. I can change this to yards as well if you want, because I know you work in yards also.
Right. So if I had to call a removal company and they go, how many yards are we removing of fill because I can't have this in the customer's yard, I can already tell them I'm removing that. 250 square feet.
You have it straight away.
And then you'll convert that to yards, and I'll say, oh, I need 2 dump trucks. I need 3 dump trucks.
And you know straight away, you're there in the dirt, having the time of your life because you love your job, right? This is information is in the palm of your hand, and straight away you can go, right, I know exactly what I need to order, your 2 dump trucks, for example.
Right.
You can even see, if you wanted to level this whole ground, rather than actually have minimal waste, go to net here, and I'll tell you, yes, I want to zero it, I want to bottom it out. And it's telling you to move what you would excavate into the recess, move the red into the blue, basically, and you're left with negligible. I mean, you don't even need a dump truck for that. That could fit in your pocket, that waste. Think of how much money you save there.
Everything's still there, but it's level.
And you can also find how much you need to excavate. Like if it was a pool and you were going down, like what you're going down.
Well, that would work if you're building a house pad.
Yeah.
And so you already know you're high and you're low over here, so that's going to take the high material and tell you where to move it over to the low material.
Exactly, and here's how far you go down for your foundations, for example.
Yeah.
And you can see that the excavation just changes. If you want another view as well, by the way, you can go to contours, and you can see just visually a visual representation of the lie of the land. But I mean, that's just a whistle-stop tour. There's so much more to this. I could throw a drone in the air, take a picture of the ground that I'm standing on. If Google Earth isn't up to date, I can then add that as an image in the background of here. And then you get and you can export that, email it, WhatsApp it to a client with your company logo on, right there and then. You can dovetail this into like the Wriggle one, and you've got a bill of materials within seconds.
You can take the measurements on the job and get that information. Email it back to your office and have somebody already prepare the bid for you. And you're on to the next one. And without you spending 10 hours at night calculating, drawing, figuring it out. It's done right here. So we already know what we got to do.
Yeah, you know what you got to do, and this is winging its way to you. And can you see opportunities for you using that with all the stuff you do with the Vanilla Ice project, by the way?
When I see this right here, you know what this I see? I see savings. I see money. Time is money, and this little gadget right here is going to save us a lot of time, a lot of money, because with TV schedules and building schedules, we got to be quick and efficient. And this little tool right here is going to help us get there.
You got to be speedy with it,
I'm pumped. This is great. Moasure 1.
I know yourself and Rob, you rock up in your classics and your monster trucks. That's how you roll with style. Can you imagine?
Whatever we got to do.
Can you imagine rocking up to a site? Classic cars and monster trucks is one thing, but rocking up with something in the palm of your hand as powerful as this, that has got rocket guidance system technology in the palm of your hand. How cool is that? That's the way you roll.
It's great.
You're harnessing the power of motion-based measuring. It's in your back pocket. You've got no heavy equipment or anything like that.
They say you got to pay the toll to rock and roll. Well, that one right there is my speed pass right there. So, and my sons are in construction, they're both general contractors, so I'm going to make sure they get a hold of that, and I'm sure they're going to tell me that they're very happy with it because it's going to save them time and money too.
Super. The toll for rock and roll. That's the past. It's already been paid. Moasure 1, difficult measuring, made easy.
I love it. Right in the palm of your hand. Just as easy as that. 1, 2, 3.
Give some love.
Give me some love. Yeah.